What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to a brand new episode on my channel. As always, I'm Jay, and guys, I am back this time reviewing the Netflix original Extraction starring Chris Hemsworth. And guys, I have to say I was pleasantly surprised by this film. It was actually just released a few days ago directly to Netflix, like I said, so let's talk about Extraction. So in the film, Chris Hemsworth plays a mercenary tasked with rescuing the son of a drug dealer who was incidentally kidnapped and held for ransom by the rivals of said drug dealer. And throughout this whole thing, his team is actually compromised and killed, and he is the only one on the run trying to get this kid right out of it. And this takes place in India, more or less, and there's a couple twists and turns. The cinematography was great, the soundtrack was amazing, but it is so action heavy. And guys, I really enjoyed it. And I have to be honest, guys, I feel like this is Chris Hemsworth's best performance, at least for any film that he has led from what I've seen. We know he can do comedy. We know he's awesome as Thor. Obviously, I'm biased because I love superhero and comic book movies and everything. But this film, actually, he brought the acting chops. He brought the action star kind of choreography and everything. And to be quite honest, I feel like this is Chris Hemsworth's John Wick, essentially. Insofar as John Wick kind of revitalized Keanu Reeves' status as an awesome action star. This is doing the same thing for Chris Hemsworth. Like I said, it's badass. He's a badass in the film. The story is simplistic, but yet it actually delivers on many different fronts. The supporting cast in this film is amazing. And there were a lot of times in this film where I felt it was just well done. I mean, this film takes place, I believe, on location in some spots in, at least what it seemed like to me, in India. The cinematography was fantastic, like I was saying, because they had a lot of points in the film where they actually filmed it to look like it was one shot. Obviously, if you know filmmaking and if you can read films and how the different angles change, you see when they've actually adjusted the angle or cut the camera or changed it and actually did a different rig and everything. But they blended it very well into these long, almost damn near seamless shots. And this is noticed inside of a car chase scene that happens into the side of the film. And then also in one of the big action set pieces, which is where Chris Hemsworth and the kid are actually going through this kind of slum almost apartment complex, and they kind of go in and out of several different places and rooms and stairways and halls and everything. Story was actually very touching. The musical cues were fantastic, and it's something that I don't really expect from a bunch of Netflix films. Though, to be fair, I'm not really one to watch a lot of these Netflix original films, per se. I know that the series and TV shows are very well done, and I mean, you might as well treat those like a narrative or a long format film, essentially, if you combine all those into one full length. So I definitely recommend this. There was enough to kind of have a visual feast for the eyes. The color palette in the film was nice and warm, and it definitely gives a vibe of kind of this heat, this rawness to it. Fun fact as well, too, David Harbour makes an appearance in this film, which I feel like David Harbour is kind of contractually obligated to kind of come in and do some different things with Netflix, or he gets first dibs because, I mean, Stranger Things is one of those shows that has been a bombshell for Netflix as far as being successful and everything. So I think they got to give the man kudos, and he does a pretty good job in a lot of his performances and everything. Which is also funny because he's going to be in the Marvel Cinematic Universe as well as Chris Hemsworth has been, but he's going to be in the Black Widow film, I believe, as Black Widow's father, Red Guardian. So definitely a worthwhile watch for sure. And the great thing is if you have Netflix, you don't even have to worry about paying anything because it's all included in the package. But all in all, guys, I give the film Extraction a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Felt like it harkened back to those old school action films like Die Hard, Terminator 2, and so on and so forth. Had a very good vibe about it, had a great narrative story, had awesome visual components, great fight choreography, a great performance, my most favorite performance from Chris Hemsworth in any of his films, to be honest. And it definitely gives you what you want in terms of a modern day action flick, and it's totally worth your watch. But anyway, guys, that's all that I have for today. Thank you so much for joining me on my review of Extraction. And until next time, guys, I'll catch you later. Take care. Bye.